Hello there. Do you know, just sitting down here and prepping to do this tile today, I almost don't want it to end. It's been such a fun thing to do. And of course, now you look and we've got all these lovely tiles sitting together. I'm going to enjoy colouring it, but of course it's that little bit every day, isn't it, that's made a huge difference, I think. But look, after today, only one space left, and you can see where it's heading. We've got this wonderful sort of abstract piece of art that maybe some of us never thought we'd ever create. So, absolutely. Did you actually notice as well that Dobby was on set today? He was helping hold one of the photographs up, the peacock that was near my desk. So, yeah, he was there in all his finery with his little socks. So, yeah, I wondered if you'd spotted him. So here we go then. Tile 23 of our Advent. I'm just going to go back a little bit just so you can sort of see what we're doing here. So I think the first thing to address is this bubble, isn't it, here? We've got, I say bubble, it's nowhere near a perfect circle. You might find that you want to put in a pencil line first just to sort of get to grips with it. That's about right. Yeah. Oh, Nicola, are you? You're doing your border as well. I've got so much to catch up on. There's so many things to do. But, I might actually, you know, sit and tangle this afternoon for a little bit. But lots to do, of course. It's been a busy day so far. Okay, I'm ready for some lunch as well. Because it was up at 5 o'clock this morning. So, that's okay. I don't mind driving that early because there's not much on the road. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a starting point here, but I'm gonna sort of ignore that a little bit because I think it's too wide. Now I've got my shape, so I'm gonna come from that point there, and I'm gonna sort of create another curve there, and then another curve there, and then another curve there. So I might have to join that one actually. Okay, I'll worry about that in a minute, it's not a problem. And then I could start from this one, bring that one in and out. Because here each time I'm starting from the point I finished and I'm just bringing it out a little bit more. It always starts a bit funny when you're on an odd shape. You see, just sort of taking it from the point I sort of ended, pulling it out and along, and then out and along, then out and along. You see, it's filling it in just bit by bit until we have no more space left. Okay. All right, tiny one there. There we go. Oh, Vicky, yeah, I'm glad that your email was read out. I think they were a little bit happier today with emails, weren't they? So it's nice that a few got read, and I think we were all a little bit more chilled. You see this line I've got here that I've created a little bit of an odd thing. That's okay. I'm going to turn it into something that's interesting. There we go. Yeah, so it was lovely that Dan actually sat down and tangled along today. That's lovely. And he did such a good job. So I hope you're going to whiz over to his Facebook at some point and put your name down for that, because I think he did really well. There we go. And here we go with... See, I'm just sort of following it around now. I've picked up on that sort of little design there. So... Again, not meant to be particularly, but because there was a line there I didn't really want to leave, just doing these little sort of shapes. It's great. Oh, Sue, did you go to the dentist? Oh, I went the other day. My goodness me. I'm booked in again, but I don't want to go. Oh dear. I think my teeth are still on edge. But none of that matters now. I quite like that. See, it's something a bit different. Again, it shows that it doesn't have to be planned, and if it changes up a little bit and goes to something a bit different, and it's fine. You know, just go with the flow. And hello from the USA. It's lovely to have you. It has. I don't really want this to end. I think we've just had such fun with it. When I started it, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to sort of work out or what it was going to do. But yeah, it's been really good, hasn't it? I'm really pleased with it. So you see, we've got a bit of a design here. This sort of needs filling out. So I'm going to sort of bring in a line sort of here. You see, it's sort of, this one's going this way, so I've gone this way. And then if I just join in those little sections there, and just see where that takes me. There we go. All right. I think a little bit of a design in here maybe. What if we were to do the same design, but just sort of coming in smaller? Oh, Shirley, that's lovely. Thank you for that. I do like to try and educate a little bit when I go on Creating Craft. I like to get as much information in as I can, because I know when you get the stencil, even though there's instructions in there, it's not always clear. I understand that. You see, that's quite nice, isn't it, how that's worked? I'm going to do another. So having the time to sit down and actually show you how something's drawn, hopefully it gave you a little bit of confidence that if you've got one of those stencils or any of the others, you're going to pick it up and have a go. But hey, enough of that. That's all done and sorted now. It's all about this little tile. Liking that design. So into this one. Oh, monthly one. Could you imagine, Vicky? We're doing this every day for a year. How many tiles would that be? Well, one for every day of the year, wouldn't it? Gosh, that's a lot of tiles. So I definitely don't want to wait till next Christmas to do another one. I think what I'm going to do is perhaps create another one, and then we'll get that going at some point. Do another design. Of course, this one's got to be coloured in first. Oh, new stuff for January, and gosh, all sorts of things. We'll get there. I'm working on it. There we go. It's quite nice, isn't it, doing a larger tangle but then tangling the same one inside it. It's quite effective. I like that. I think what I will do though, the original lines, I think I'm just going to come in and add in some little lines there, a little bit of extra detail. So here we are. It just sort of changes it up a bit. It helps when it comes to shading it later. Maybe we should have done these lines first. It would have been easier to spot them, but that's all good. Oh, Vicky, yeah. I did do a calendar a couple of years back, and there was a tangle on it every month. They're very, very time consuming to make. Very lovely, but extremely time consuming to make. But you never know, if I've got a little bit of extra help next year, maybe that's something we'll look at. Of course, you've got your tangle a day, you've got your diary, so there's plenty you can be doing in that. There we are. Okay. So yeah, soon, maybe so. There are so many different possibilities, aren't there? It's really nice to see. Okay, let's come to this little bit here. Now you see, I did actually have a space there with a different tangle in it, and I just carried on going, didn't I? So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to bring it in to a point there. And then see this one here. Let's bring this one up as well. And then again, around sort of two. So we've got these kind of shapes coming off. So let's fill in this one first. So I'm going to extend the grid just sort of out to the rest of that section and bring it down this way too. Okay, this one, I'm going to get one in there. So then just continue as though it was one complete piece of paper. Do you know, I quite like the fact it's got sort of made up of tiles. It's not all one piece. It shows the amount of work that's gone into it, I think. You know, just all having a separate pieces. And something else that came to me actually a little bit earlier is this is a fantastic record of lots of different tangles. So if you're ever a little bit stuck and you need a bit of inspiration, then getting this out the cupboard or wherever it might be is going to be brilliant to give you a little bit of inspiration there, isn't it? I mean, just even looking in this section here, lots of things to go on. I mean, even this one we could, I'm going to add a swirl in there while I'm at it. There you go. See, you could just change things up and you can add different bits as you go. Or maybe you want to do your own. And, you know, every time we do a tile, each, you know, twice a week, then you add one of those particular tangles onto the tile. To this, it'd be quite interesting. Okay, here we go then. I've got here, you can see, let's go a bit bigger. Some triangles. So let me just try and create the ones that we've part got, and then we'll work out the rest from there. There we go. All right. So again, leaving a little bit of a gap around each triangular shape. See, and now do you get one in there or do you get two in there? Okay. Oh, Viv, yeah, doing 2 or 1. Yeah, like that one. A bit unusual, but yeah, really like that one. And I have actually put a little bit of spray and shine on it just to hold that all in place, and it looks pretty good. So I'm pleased with the outcome there. Yeah. So what you're going to be doing with this one, you're going to be colouring it with pencils. You're going to use your watercolours, or you're going to just monochrome and pencil and shade. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, see, I'm just sort of filling triangles in. I'm not trying to create anything sort of special. It's just about, you know, just fitting triangles in where I can. Oh, Vicky, that's good. It is a bit of confidence, isn't it, going in with pen? I understand that. And I know when we work with tiles, I say, just go in with pen. That word just, I think, can sometimes be used a little bit too much. I try not to use it if I can, because it's not just going in with pen. I know some of you don't want to do that. It's a bit scary, I know. Like on occasion I'll use a pencil first. But you know, I say it's just that confidence to try. Maybe that's what your sketchbook's going to be for this year. Maybe you're going to just go in with pen and see what happens. So I remember teaching in school, and when you're teaching design work and people use a pencil, they rub things out, and sometimes those ideas are possibly the best ideas because they're quite instantaneous. So drawing with a pen means you don't lose anything, even if you come back to it later and add to it, or you think, do you know what, that idea was rubbish. It really doesn't matter. It means that it's your creativity on the page. Oh, Chris, now honestly, I wasn't speeding at all. In some places it was quite bad rain, so I did knock it down. It's about 1:50, depending on the stops and starts. It can take up to, I think, once it took me 4.5 hours to get home. That was an interesting journey. I think that might have been the one that Leslie and I got lost. So, yeah. We had gone to Create and Craft before lockdown because, of course, only one person goes now. Not allowed to. And they'd shut the A1 and didn't really put any diversions in place. So we were travelling around the countryside in the dark, not knowing where we were going. It's a bit normal, really. That's like everyday occurrence for Leslie and I. So, and I do wonder, actually, if you watched the sewing bee last night, because they mentioned that everybody needs an elf. But just wanted to let you all know that you cannot have mine. I have trained her in exactly the way that I need to. Yeah. Alright, so just sort of coming in with these little dots on either side. And again, of course, you can change this up and you can put any design. You could actually have put this design in these triangles. It might be a little bit small, but you could do that. It's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? Just to change it up. Let's see where it leads. It's quite a detailed one today, isn't it? It's quite a few bits and pieces in there. But it's quite nice. It's a little bit like little sort of bubbles on the end. Oh my goodness, Chris. It's a long time. It's quite frightening, isn't it, when you're travelling somewhere. I mean, I'm quite a confident person, certainly with driving. But when you're in the dark, you don't know where you're going, and your sat-nav doesn't work. It's a little bit daunting. Why did we go on before we had sat-nav? Tried to follow my map. Okay. All right, so here we go. Next little bit then. We've got a couple of little sections in here I just want to bring in. So we've got this one. So it's a little bit different than the tile I've sort of got lying around here. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of a curve there. Okay, and of course, if yours is a little bit different to what I've got here, then that's absolutely fine. Just make it fit in, make it work for what suits you. If you want to just fill this whole space in with a tangle, you can do that. Something else planned, I suppose. Oh gosh, Vicky, 5 little ones. Oh, and getting no, I couldn't be doing that. That's a bit no. Oh, I think before we do that, let's do this one because we know what we're doing here. There you are. So I think this one's probably going to take a little bit longer today. Just because we've got quite a lot of tangles to fill in, a bit of detail. There we are. We're just sort of working it round. So it might be a Christmas film later, or I might leave it till tomorrow. See how I feel. I've got some presents to wrap, so I might do that. There we are. See, just sort of filling in with those swirls. I do like doing those swirls. Oh, just a bit there. Getting carried away talking there, and there we go. Okay. Oh, Sue, that's awful, isn't it? So I know they've got to do things for safety, but sometimes you just want to get home. Okay, so we've just got this little area here then. I'm going to come in with sort of little bobbles, like so. Now, if you want to fill them in, you can. If you want to leave them, you can do that too. But I'm just going to come on in and add a little bit of ink. Again, if you want to use a thicker pen to do this, then that's fine. Just saves your nib. Because of course we know these thinner ones are quite delicate. But it's nice to add a little bit of ink in there. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's just put on a little aura around there. Just sort of giving it a little casing. Filling that bit in. Okay. I think I'm going to do another aura. Just because I've got the space. There we are. I'm going completely rebel now. I'm going off piece a little bit. So this is not going to look the same as the monochrome version I've done, but that's okay. Okay. What about then this section here? I'm going to bring in a little bit of a stem there, and a little bit of a, almost like that carrot nose I did earlier on Crate and Craft. Well, not as long. A few bubbles, see, bigger, getting smaller and smaller. And then I'm just going to bring in kind of a moon shape. See, same on this side. And then another one. Another one. I might just put some little flicks in there. Just something a bit different, isn't it? Might just put bubbles on the end, you know, like we did earlier. There we go. And a little bit of a there. See, I think just having these little gaps where you've got these little flowers sprouting up. Put a zinger in. It just breaks up the detail, because some of it around it's quite heavy with that detail. Let's do another one. This is for you, Julie. There we are, if you're watching. A little zinger there. Okay. So, little bubbles just to finish that off there. See here, I've got this little bit. I'm just going to come in with a few lines there. So let's have a look at it. Just going to move it out a little bit. Okay, so see where we're going. If I just pull up my camera a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So, goodness me, look at that. You've done that. 23 tiles. It's lovely. It's going to be quite nice. You know, when it's all coloured. And I might do some monochrome in there. I might do some colour. See how it goes. But what you want to do, and who'd have thought by just doing these 5cm squares, then you'd get something that when you put it together looks like this. So, all right, I'm going to move that one out of the way. And here's the, let's go a bit taller so you can see it. There we go. Not that I can now, it's a bit tall for me. There you go. So yeah, I've got a border to do around there, but doing it in slightly different. And I think, yeah, bringing in a little bit of colour there. But as you can see, here's the one that I did earlier. I've got the same swirl in there, and I've got a little bit of a difference down here, but doesn't matter. It depends on how everything works in. And of course, the bubbles on this one actually had to come in as well. So yours might be a little bit more like that one, or might be a little bit like the other one, but whichever way, really doesn't matter, however it works. So that's the shaded one, and then just bringing in the finished one. So you can't see it now, it's all part of the same design, but you can, if you look really closely, you've just got those lines. Maybe, thought here, maybe once I've coloured it, I should actually put some shading around each tile, and then it brings it back into little boxes. Maybe. Decisions to make. Oh my goodness. But anyway, there it is. One more tile to do. And of course, Christmas Eve tomorrow. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get it in. I'll probably get it in more morning than afternoon, because it might be Christmas movies tomorrow afternoon. And snuggle under a duvet with the dogs. And John, of course. But he has to get up to make tea. So, okay, I'm gonna finish this bit here. See where we started with these bubbles. I'm just gonna fill that in, and maybe I'll put a touch more colour on it before we get to it tomorrow. But have fun with this and just enjoy it, and do whatever you want to do with it, whether you're going to start shading or whatever. But yeah, I will catch up again tomorrow for the last tile. Okay. Oh, Vicky, yeah, good point. And I'll go through this tomorrow just to explain again. I have put on the very first post I put out about this, I did say, if you finished it and you post your finished picture by on last day is the 31st of December, if you could do a little hashtag Sanntangle, hashtag and advent tile, that would be really good, because it means I can find you easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 10 of the pieces, so I'm hoping all of you are going to put on 10 of the pieces, and I'm going to give you some prizes. I mean, it might just be, you know, a pen, pencil and tortillon, or it might be a little pack of pens. I don't know, some little prizes. And a very nice lady named Sue Seamack, I hope I pronounced that right, has also donated £20 for a prize, because she thinks that the community have been absolutely wonderful and really give us some support this year. So we've got that as well. So yeah, we'll pick a few out and we'll send you some bits and pieces. So as long as it's done by the 31st of December, it's not a competition as such. I just want to see, and we might just put some names in a hat and pick at random rather than me choose. I think that'd probably be better. So yeah, have fun with it, and let's get it finished. So all right, see you tomorrow then. Have fun and take care. Bye.